They introduced a bill. This is going to, you think I'm crazy? When I said this stuff in the off year, people looked at me like I was nuts. They're nuts. I'm not the one. They introduced a bill that will eliminate the IRS and replace it with a 30% national sales tax. It's not going to happen. I'm going to veto the sucker if it ever got to me. I know the Republicans ran an inflation last election. I didn't know they were trying to make it worse.
Just be Biden. And President Biden is gearing up for his second State of the Union address tomorrow night, the big speech before his presumed re-election bid, although Biden hasn't formally announced anything yet. But the president is expected to tout his accomplishments and make the case to the American people about why he deserves a second term. Biden does have some momentum on his side with unemployment at a 50-year low, gas prices on the downswing, inflation leveling out, and several big legislative achievements under his belt. But he's also dealing with a divided Congress for the first time, controlled by a party filled with insurrectionists and extremists who are determined to bring him down and hand the country back over to Trump or someone just like him. Joining me now is Jamie Harrison, chair of the Democratic National Committee. And I'm going to start this interview by embarrassing you, Jamie, and wishing you a happy birthday.
Thank you, Joy.
So happy birthday. And you are celebrating by being on with me, which is either really amazing or really bad, and you should really be having a drink somewhere. But I'm going to say really great. I want to talk about Biden because there's one thing he did that maybe was your birthday present. They made a huge change in the way the nomination process is going to work, moving it from Iowa, which is a very unrepresentative state, to your home state of South Carolina. Was that a specific birthday present to you, and what do you think it'll change?
No, Joy, it was not a specific birthday present to me, but I'm overjoyed about it. You know, when you think about this calendar that we now have, it really reflects the diversity of not only this country, but the Democratic Party. You got three small states that you start off with. South Carolina, which is, you know, a state that we know is so impactful in terms of determining who our nominee is in this party. Since 1992, South Carolina has picked every single nominee, eventual nominee, with the exception of 2004 and John Edwards. You then move to New Hampshire, Nevada. Nevada has this huge Latino population and labor. And then you move out to bigger states, Georgia, the home of the New South, and then Michigan, where the middle class was born. And so it's an amazing calendar that we have. Now, I think it is reflective of today's Democratic Party. And this is just one of yet a whole long line of things that we should be applauding President Biden for. He saw that we needed to bring more voices to the table.
I get it. And I think Biden can be sort of funny. He's like funny Biden sometimes, and he's Bidening. And so he's like huggy Biden sometimes. But he's also Biden who understands power. Because let's just be clear, it's going to be hella hard for anybody to take this nomination from him if they can't play that New Hampshire, Iowa game, build up a bunch of caucus votes in Iowa, right, and sort of win outright early. So it's a power move, too. But I wonder about where Biden sits here right now. There's a lot of accomplishments that he could run for re-election on. This is a Washington Post poll. They just named some of them. The big infrastructure bill, which is putting just $1 trillion on the table for states. Inflation Reduction Act, lowest unemployment since May 1969, lowering prescription drug costs, passed the most significant gun control legislation in 30 years, the largest investment in combating climate change we've ever seen, $10,000 per borrower student loan debt relief that's currently in court with Republicans, decriminalizing marijuana possession. You could go on and on and on. Yet the polls show Americans feeling like, well, he hasn't done anything. What is that about, do you think?
Well, I think the big thing, Joy, is we just got to get out there and make sure that folks understand. I mean, we have done so much. I mean, one other thing we could have added, more jobs created in 2 years than any other president has created in 4 years, right? Accomplishment after accomplishment after accomplishment, this president has delivered for the American people. And we just need to make sure that we get out there to sell this so that they understand it, that they see the whole breadth of all of this. And when they do, the reason why you elect a president is because you want him to do something. This president has done a whole lot. And so there's a lot to be proud of. There's a lot to sell. And sometimes it's so much that you got to pick and choose which one it is. But I think we just need to go out there and make sure that we're talking to the American people.
So I mean, the kind of conceit is that Republicans are better at the stage show, and Democrats are just better at governing, right? And sometimes they're so busy governing that they're not actually selling. And you got to always be selling in politics, right? And this is a ticket. This is not just Joe Biden. This is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
And Kamala Harris,
who is a historic figure, the most powerful black woman who's ever existed in the United States, right? Do you think the administration has done enough to put her out there, to use her in the most effective way? I think about issues like, what's happening with Tyree Nichols, these issues that she led on as a senator, gun reform, things like Roe v. Wade. You got a woman vice president. Is she, do you think, being used enough and used well enough?
I know the vice president is going to be hitting the road a whole lot. Joy, part of it is that she's been anchored to the Senate for 2 years because we had a 50-50 Senate. She had to be there to break these and make these historic legislation. She had to break the ties for them. All of these judges that we appointed, the more African-American women on the appellate court than all presidents combined. And many times the VP was right there late at night breaking those tie votes. Now, since we have some cushion there, she's going to go all over the country, but also all over the world. She's made some historic progress in terms of rebuilding trust overseas for us. And so she's a tremendous asset on the team. And I'm proud to have her.